All right, we're gonna actually attempt to do a launch for you guys. I don't know if there's a launch button. We were just looking. I'm gonna have to talk to Justin, the brand manager, about that.
Let's give it a shot.
But here we go. Wow. Woo. Man, that thing pulls. How's it going? All right, today, as always, I get the privilege of talking about an Aston Martin DBS. Now, this is the new Aston Martin DBS and probably one of the best specs that you're gonna see. I'm a huge fan of white on exotic cars, especially when it looks like this thing. I mean, just look at it, all right? Let's just soak it up for a second here, okay? Take a look at the details. You have a full carbon fiber clamshell, 5.2 liter, 730 horsepower, twin turbo V12, putting out 636 pounds of torque. That's a lot of torque, okay? This thing is very, very fast, as you're gonna see in the point of view driving. Another fun little design detail, and I made sure the owner just kept it dirty. I said, nah, don't clean it. I wanna show people this. Notice this gets dirty from the tires, but the way that this just sits in, the way you can see it when it's closed, so cool, right? The other thing to be mindful of is the entire vehicle is carbon fiber. You know, that's what's one thing about Aston Martin. You can see the carbon fiber down here. You can see it right here. And when you come down here, now one of the things that's really funny about this vehicle is if you hit that, it's not easy to find. You have to hit this right here, okay? But you can also see it's fully carbon fiber here. So some of the parts of this vehicle are gonna be fully exposed carbon. But for the most part, it's painted carbon, okay? I also want to show you a couple of the fun design elements. Take a look at the absolutely insane, I mean, these are some of the largest carbon ceramic brakes in the game, okay? I mean, I'm a huge fan of the way they designed the wheel. It just looks great. It's a 265/35 21-inch wheel. It's a Pirelli P0, 21-inch wheel. And then also while I'm standing down here, a couple of the fun design elements that I just think look great on this car. Let's go ahead and put the clamshell down. It's very, very easy to do. You can do it one-handed, and then you go ahead and set it down. It is soft closing, but just check out the grille on this car. I mean, it looks like a, you know, what do they call it? Small mouth bass, big mouth bass, I don't know. But look at it. It's just sexy. Check out the carbon fiber down here as well, just like the Vanquish I own. It's got a little bit of the exposed carbon in just the right space, you know, places. It's got incredible headlights here. This is also where you'll be able to see the heat coming off of it when you're driving it. But it's just awesome. I mean, this is now how you can see how it's closed here, right? Now, if you see here, you got the blackout. This whole front here is blacked out as well. You can get this body color, but I love the contrast that it gives you. Now, just like mine, when you come in here, you want to push and then pull. And this car has just one of the most masculine looking interiors. Absolutely dig it. Check out the carbon fiber here. This is not your traditional looking carbon fiber. It just looks awesome. It's called that forged carbon look, you know, that you see on Lamborghinis and a lot of others these days. Now, if I have to zonk, as Mr. Rady Rides might say, I don't particularly like the new leather pattern. I like the Vanquish better, which it had the quilted stitching. You can get this in different colors, but just overall, the design language isn't quite as cool. That design language carries on here as well in the ceiling. I mean, you guys know I shoot you straight. I just think that if you look at the 2014 to 2018 Vanquish, which is essentially what this car is replacing, it looks better. The seats look better. Some of the design details look better. Now, outside of that, I will tell you that the interior is very, very much Mercedes, right? If you want to turn the vehicle on, everything's going to be in the center console here. You know, you have this incredible cool steering wheel, you have the paddles. I mean, overall, it's a great looking car. It's got the one-off 177 style wheel, right? You can see here, it's flat and then curved here, curved here. So overall, I mean, it's a great car. I love the way this is designed. Although I gotta say, I still like the Vanquish look. I like the Vanquish with the waterfall. And the other thing that I'm a little disappointed with in this car, and even though it does have a really good looking key, it's heavy and everything, they got rid of the emotional control unit. In my vehicle, you get to insert the key, it disappears into the glass. That was always a really cool feature. This car, you just hit the button. Don't get me wrong, it's still really cool. Now, it sounds really good, I gotta say. It does. Let me go ahead and turn the air down a little bit here, if I can figure it out. Now, one of the things, you do have a couple of physical buttons, right? These are all physical buttons. These are physical buttons. This is that tactile, right? Media, all these are tactile. So it does feel pretty good. It feels very responsive, I have to say. This is also where you can adjust here. You have your wheel, you know, you have their Mercedes technology here where you can control and write on it and all this fun stuff. But overall, the interior is really nice. You know, as you change your different drive modes, it'll change the screen, you know, all kinds of fun stuff like that. You have your seat controls here. So, you know, we'll show you more of how this looks on the point of view driving. But overall, it's a good looking interior, super classy, super high quality. You have a pretty good view. You know, as an Aston Martin, you have the proportions of 3 here. So, you know, you do have a little bit of a lower, you know, you do have a little less space here. It's not quite as airy as some of the other sports and exotic cars. But yeah, I mean, it's just, it's a cool, awesome place to spend time. It's classy, it's high quality. And yeah, I think I'd like to take it for a drive now and show you guys how this thing performs. It's absolutely unbelievably fast, but it's still a grand touring car, as you're about to see. Now we're in GT mode. Very easy to drive. It feels great. It really does. You know, I'm a huge fan of the 177 style steering wheel. My Vanquish has that. It is an upgrade, I believe. I think it's factory though on the DBS, but mine, I think it was an $1,800 upgrade. But I have to say, this car is just, it's just a nice place to spend time. You know, the Aston Martin is all about the sense of occasion of the way the car looks, the way the car drives, sounds, and feels. But it's not going to be that super hyper car. You know, it's never going to be a McLaren, right? It's not supposed to be. This is the car for the gentleman who wants to have fun every once in a while. You know, wants to enjoy it when he wants to, but beyond that, he just wants a really, really nice place to spend time. You know, a car that makes you feel like, hey, I've made it. And this car gives you that. The way it feels, the way it looks, you know, it's just something about Aston Martin. It's got that je ne sais quoi, right? It's that James Bond vibe. You know, it's like, yeah, I'm in a suit, but at the same time, I can do some damage if I want, right? That's the way a DBS feels. Now we are gonna exploit this car a little bit. I will say, first impressions, the brakes, fantastic. As big as they are, they're very progressive. They have good feel. Although you gotta watch it, because if you do happen to hit it a little harder than you thought, they are gonna send you through the windshield. They are quite bitey. But then again, this is a pretty good hypercar, right? I mean, 730 horsepower. Trying to comprehend this, you know, it's incredible what they've done with turbo technologies. My Vanquish has 500, I think, in 50 or 560. So the fact that this car, which probably weighs just a smidge more, has 200 roughly more horsepower than this is mind-blowing, because my car is not a slow car. So just trying to understand the performance of this is gonna, you know, I don't know. Let's go ahead and figure it out a little bit. So if I want to change modes in this car, I want to go ahead and hit, I think it's this button, yep, right?
That'll change your powertrain.
All right, so that's Sport, and that's Sport Plus. Now Sport Plus is essentially the track. Now you can hear the exhaust, now you can hear the turbocharger, right? I mean, this is really where the car comes alive. You know, it feels great, it really does. It just feels so put together. You know, you can hear a little bit of the backfire.
Yeah, you get a little burble.
It sounds good. I have the owner here to the right of me. And we'll put him on camera in a little bit and let him go ahead and... So that's a 5th gear pull right there. It's about half throttle. That's about half throttle, okay? I'm just letting it kind of warm up a little bit. Car's still cold.
Turbo build on this is ridiculous. You get about, like you said, over half throttle, it'll build steep.
Well, 630 pounds of torque. I mean, it's just so much. It's so capable, you know. I mean, I don't even know when you could really put that down on the street. You know, I gotta say, for a heavy car, it feels really good. You know, I will say though, when you get in this car, it doesn't beg you to push it. It begs you to just enjoy the drive, which is what I really like about it.
And you can change your damper settings right there on the left, same way that you changed your engine settings.
So we're in comfort right now, right?
Yeah. Comfort. You've got the engine ready to scream.
Wow. I will say though, when you do get on that torque power band, the back end sits and the front end moves a little bit, right? I mean, this thing does have that much power. Wow. Yeah, it's deceivingly fast. This car will straight up murder most cars on the road with that kind of power. Yeah. Whew. I gotta say, now that the brakes are warmed up, they're feeling really good. Retract my previous statement. This car is really fast. Man, wow. When you get that turbo spooled up, lordy, 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 this thing wants to dance on you. Wow. This is significantly faster than the Vanquish. And this is significantly faster, frankly, than the DBS that it replaces. Because that car had the V12, but it was just naturally aspirated. This thing is a whole nother animal. Wow. All right, let's try to exploit the car a little bit. You know, we found out a fun little quirk. You see this right here? It doesn't actually go all the way up. So unfortunately, when you see the first clip here, you're gonna notice that that just hangs down. I mean, it's not a big deal when you're sitting in the car, but with the wide lens like we're using, you're gonna see it. All right, anyway, let's have some fun. Well, I gotta say, this car has so much torque. It's unfreaking believable. So much power. I will say, when you get on that fuel, it's effortless power, right? Absolutely effortless. I mean, you really never even need to full throttle it. I mean, you're gonna get all the performance that you actually need to exploit for the street way before full throttle. In fact, I bet you guys rarely even mash this thing. I mean, it's hard to. I mean, you need so much space.
Not with P0s on it.
Yeah, right. I don't know what it is with Aston Martin. I don't know if Pirelli has just got the brand or whatever, or the racing pedigree, and they just assume that they're the best tire, but they're not that good.
And the tires that are on this right now are actually low profile tires, and they ride even worse. They need to go. They're gonna get swapped out.
Yeah, you can short shift it. I gotta say, it does feel pretty good. You know, the transmission in this car is great. I assume the transmission is that the AMG transmission?
No, it is not a dual clutch.
Okay.
It
sounds like a Lamborghini.
Yep.
It's like
it's actually, I don't even think it's single. Well, I guess it might be technically single clutch, but it's torque converter. It's
torque converter.
Yeah,
huh?
it's.
So here's why Aston Martin does that, and also a little bit why some of the Lamborghinis still do it, is because it's comfortable. When you want to get out of sport mode, which let's see, I'm in manual mode. If I want to get out of sport mode, what do I do?
So out of manual, button? You'll hit drive, and that'll put you back in automatic.
Okay.
And then
see
back into GT.
Okay. So if you just want to butter, like now that we're in the city, right? Or we're not in a city, we're still in the country here, to be honest with you, but we're now, obviously in a populated area, so we're gonna respect the speed limit and all that. And again, for law enforcement who's watching, I want you to know we're very much in the middle of nowhere. We know these roads really well, so it's not like we do this every day, but this is a review, so please forgive us. I happen to know for a fact that law enforcement watches my, I had a phone call from one of them this week wanting me to donate to one of their charity events, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, true story. Police chief from Nashville called me and said, "Is this Adam from Driven Nashville?" I said, "Yes, sir." He goes, "Well, I'm the police chief." And I said, "Yes, sir. Can I help you?" I swear to God, I thought he was upset about.
What can I do for you?
I thought he was upset about one of my videos, and he's like, "Well, we have an upcoming charity event." I was like, "Okay, yeah. Well, let's talk. You know, yeah, if I can meet some of the officers, yeah." All right, I'm gonna pull in here, and then you can say, I'm gonna let the owner drive drive this car without curbing the wheel, preferably. There we go. And we'll see what he can do with it. You know, again, I'm very respectful when I do these reviews. I have to say though, it's a good car, guys. I mean, I don't think anybody necessarily buys an Aston Martin for the driving experience, but you do get a little bit of that, including the je ne sais quoi, the interior and the exterior. It's still pretty awesome.
Put it in mad mode here.
Yeah, we were just saying, the steering wheel on, you know, these Aston Martins, it looks a little awkward, but it's so comfortable to actually use and engage.
It's got just enough beef right up here to grab. It's perfect.
Right.
The steering wheel.
It just feels good. I like the thickness of it too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like my steering wheels a little thinner than that sometimes, but that feels good. It just feels like a, you know, as Jeremy Clarkson would say, it's more of the wrong Jeremy period, right? For days. All right, we're gonna actually attempt to do a launch for you guys. I don't know if there's a launch button. We were just looking. I'm gonna have to talk to Justin, the brand manager, about that.
Let's give it a shot.
But here we go. Wow. Woo. Man, that thing pulls. Damn.
It bogged at the start because I don't know launch. Yeah, I don't.
I'll tell you why I did. The traction control kicked in.
Well, I've got it in track, so I was hoping to give me a little bit more, but I didn't want to turn it off because when you turn traction all the way off in this thing, it is the most drift-happy car you will.
It just spins,
ever.
right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, it's so much power.
And not a lot of tire either on the back. I don't know what cross section it is, but it's not that wide. It really isn't. Stock at least.
Right. Fantastic car though. I will tell you, as the passenger, this feels very, very fast, right? Very, very capable.
Pretty good turn in.
Yeah, that was great. Pretty flat. Woo. Yeah, this car smokes.
Well, and you've got so much brakes. You can really rely on the brakes to carry speed into the corners because it's just got so much brake.
Right. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's a good thing you can't see the speed on this car.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, it's something. I'm smelling that engine though. Yeah, that's I guarantee the you know, this car doesn't do that every day.
No, we're cleaning out the cats real quick.
Yeah, you are. You're giving it the old Ferrari tune-up.
Yeah.
Blow it out, boys. Man, what a great spooling turbo. I'm not feeling any lag. I'm not feeling any turbo lag. It's right there.
Well, because it's such a big V12, it's naturally got a lot of torque down low.
Right.
So it's kind of like
and it's
the engine takes
turbos.
over in the engine takes over at the low end, and then the turbos take it from there on. And it just,
you know, one thing that's never going to come across on camera is it dances.
Oh, it dances.
You guys don't necessarily feel this, okay? But it moves as you give it the fuel. You know,
and I personally think a lot of that is, again, those P0s, but I don't know that.
I 100% agree with you. Although the P0s on a day like today should be warmed up, and they still suck. And that tells you everything you need to know about the tires. Just crap.
You gotta watch yourself.
Yeah, I mean, what you're doing is more than I would feel comfortable pushing it because of the tires, you know?
And I'm short shifting. Shifting the hell out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you really really, you really just can't run this car to the nines. I mean, it's too much.
And I personally think a lot of that is, again, those P0s, but I don't know that.
I mean, you really just can't run this car to the nines. I mean, it's too much. I mean, you really just can't run this car to the nines. I mean, it's too much. That's the only downside I feel like about modern cars, and I've said this in a few videos. The reason why I like the Lotus is because you can actually run the piss out of it all the way to 8,000 and change, right? Every time, and enjoy it. When are you gonna do that in this car on, like, okay, we're in the middle of nowhere right now, right? So that's okay, but, you know, you can't do it in Cool Springs, you can't do it in Brentwood, you can't do it in Nashville.
You can barely do it here.
You can barely do it here, yeah. Woo! Man, I tell you, you're getting your NASCAR car on this one. Damn. This thing's fantastic. I mean, you know, it's like dual personalities, right?
Yeah.
You got this incredible, awesome sounding, great looking car, but you also have a performance car. Oh. Ooh, I heard the turbo on that. Yeah, that suspension, man. That was a couple of bumps. Fantastic. Love it.
She's got so much brake.
Yeah, the brakes in this car. I mean, those are the largest carbon ceramics I've ever seen.
It really is a high point, man. The brakes on this,
Yeah.
you can rely on it to.
Yep.
Because it's got so much weight in the turns, you can't throw it around like you would something lighter, but you've got so much brake, you can really wait to trail brake on it.
I agree. I think the brakes on this are way better than the Vanquish, man.
Yeah.
The Vanquish never give me the confidence these brakes have. I swear to God, this is the fastest a DBS has ever been driven on the street. There's nobody on YouTube that's gonna drive a car like you are, and I respect that. Oh my God!
Dance, just dances all over the place.
You gotta watch it because you can lose it.
You gotta modulate that throttle all the way.
Yep.
You can't just dead foot it.
Wow. It's a lot of car.
Got a lot of tire.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's really all in the, and I don't want to talk too much here, but
You're fine.
I really want to put some aftermarket wheels on this and make it wider on the back because it needs to go wider. It doesn't just need a better tire, it needs more tire.
You know what's interesting though is like the design of the wheel looks great.
Oh, beautiful.
Right? But why do they put a crap tire on it? I don't know. I think if you kept the wheel, frankly, and you just put the PS4s on it, I think that'd be enough. Because the wheels look so good on this car.
Yeah.
And they're 21 inches. I mean, those are expensive wheels.
Yeah.
And this is probably $10,000, $15,000 for the wheels right there. Easy. I mean, I can't imagine if you called Aston Martin and you said, hey, I want another wheel, that's going to be less than $4,000.
How much do you have?
Yeah, right. Like, I'm sorry, you need another wheel? Would you like to just buy another car? I tell you, man, this car gets the shitty grip going.
Yeah. Those brakes.
Oh, the brakes. Yeah, it'll shove you through the windshield if you want. Woo! That was fun.
Pretty good lateral.
Yeah, buddy. Getting it. Oh, I gotta say though, the suspension when you put it in Track Plus,
You can tell it's a GT car.
yeah, it's still a GT car, but man, it will launch you through the ceiling. Wow, I'm surprised it looks like that. That's impressive. I gotta say, Colin is a world-class driver. No doubt about it, guys. This guy knows what he's doing. He's done track days before. I would say that this is not your everyday amateur. But he's exploiting the car, and the car's giving it to him, you know? No check engine lights, you know, all day long. If you want to, you know, hey, if you want to buy an Aston Martin, you don't have to worry you're going to break it after watching this. Jesus. That's unbelievable.
Back on those big ass brakes.
Unbelievable. Woo. What a great road this is.
This is a good road. I love this road.
This is a Nürburgring type of road, guys, man. Oh.
And then just back.
Yep. And you just put it into comfort. I've had my fun. I would like to go to dinner now. I've worked up an appetite.